Do you think you understand women? If you think you do, you actually know nothing. What you see in her eyes, in her words, in her laughter, is nothing but a perfectly crafted psychological mask. Behind it lie 7 hidden stages that control her desire, her attraction, her obsession with you. And she herself doesn't know how or why it happens. Female desire isn't a simple feeling. It's a complex instinctive system that moves with precision from a tiny spark of curiosity to a consuming fire of obsession that is nearly impossible to extinguish. In dark psychology, the game is run by the mind, not by emotions. The Machiavellian man doesn't chase desire. He creates it, step by step, without raising his voice, without revealing his intentions. In this video, I'll show you how a woman transforms from a brief flicker of curiosity about you into fascination, then into full-blown obsession. How her mind shifts from noticing you to thinking about you to feeling drawn to you until she reaches the point where she can't stop herself. 7 stages, 7 psychological gates. Whoever holds their keys holds complete control over one of the most mysterious forces in this world, female desire. First, the curiosity stage, the first spark in the darkness of the mind. In the beginning, there is no desire, not even attraction. Just a mysterious moment. Your image passes in front of her eyes, leaving a tiny imprint deep inside her. A trace she cannot explain, but one that stirs something hidden within her. At this stage, she does not love you. She simply notices you. Her subconscious begins collecting details about you without her even realizing it. Your walk, your tone of voice, your calmness or mystery, even the way you ignore others. All of these become signals that enter her mind like scattered pieces of a puzzle. And here lies the power of this stage. In the moment of curiosity, the woman does not hold an answer, she holds a question. And the entire engine of female desire begins with a question that has not been answered. When she sees you, she feels something she doesn't understand. She isn't searching for you, she's searching for an explanation for what she felt when she looked at you. In dark psychology, the female mind doesn't move by emotions first, it moves by mystery. Mystery is the spark that ignites desire, because the unknown attracts her more than perfection. And the man who cannot be fully read is the man who keeps her mind spinning around him endlessly. This is the moment where the game begins. If you answer all her questions quickly, the journey ends before it even starts. But if you leave her in a space of mystery, she will seek to know more. And that is when you plant the first seed of desire in her mind, without touching her and without saying a single word. Second, the attention stage. When her mind begins to orbit around you now, curiosity is no longer a passing moment. You've become an idea living inside her mind. One she returns to for no reason, like a song she can't get out of her head. In this stage, curiosity turns into constant attention. She starts observing you, not with full awareness, but with eyes searching for answers to what she still doesn't understand. She follows you in silence, notices your presence, waits for your reactions, and tries to decode the mystery you planted inside her. What she doesn't realize is this: every moment she spends thinking about you intensifies her desire. The human mind, especially the female mind, doesn't clearly separate thoughts from feelings. The more she thinks of you, the more she believes she feels something for you. And slowly, her quiet observation transforms into a rising psychological attraction. At this point, you are no longer a random person in her world. You have become a mysterious symbol awakening her need to explore. Unconscious comparisons begin between you and everyone else. She starts sensing that your presence feels different, that your absence leaves a psychological gap, even though you haven't said a word yet. Your silence now has weight. In dark psychology, this stage is known as the mental infiltration zone. It's where a man begins invading a woman's mind without any direct interaction. He implants himself as an idea, and an idea is always more dangerous than a body. And here you must understand something crucial. One wrong move can break the entire game. If you reveal yourself too quickly, you shatter the mystery that fuels her desire. But if you continue sending subtle signals, controlled eye contact, balanced presence and absence, and just enough ambiguity, she will slide, unconsciously, into the next stage, attraction. Third, the attraction stage, when the fire begins to ignite. Now the true shift begins. The mind that once tried to understand starts surrendering to emotion. She has moved past curiosity and attention, and now she has started to feel. Attraction in dark psychology does not depend on beauty, nor on sweet words or typical compliments. It depends on the psychological energy you leave in her mind. It is a mixture of mystery, confidence, and scarcity. The man who does not chase her but makes her try to reach him is the one who rewires the desire center in her brain. In this stage, your presence transforms from a thought into a pulse. You'll notice her remembering your words without meaning to, smiling at something you said days ago, feeling drawn to you without knowing why. Here, the female mind begins decorating your image inside it, shaping you not as you truly are, but as she wants you to be. Every bit of mystery from you becomes attraction. Every calculated moment of ignoring her ignites a deeper need to catch your attention. At this point, she isn't seeking you just to see you. She wants to feel that you see her. She wants to feel visible in your eyes, to sense that you notice the details no one else ever sees. And here emerges the power of the Machiavellian man. He doesn't give her everything she wants. He gives her just enough to keep her thirsty for more. He masters the art of the limited emotional dose. One timely sentence is enough to restart her entire system of desire. And so, attraction transforms into inner passion, into a fire that burns without fading, into a state where you occupy her mind constantly, even when you're not there. Fourth, the attachment stage, when your absence hurts and your presence becomes an addiction. This is where the most dangerous phase begins. The woman is no longer just attracted. She is now emotionally attached. The man who was once just an idea has become part of her emotional balance. In this stage, her mind starts linking you to the feeling of happiness. She waits for your interaction the way the body waits for oxygen. A small message from you can shift her entire mood, and your absence creates a painful void. A withdrawal similar to losing a chemical substance. Attachment in dark psychology is not love. It is emotional dependency, where a woman reshapes her world around you. She begins testing you, reading your reactions, analyzing your silence, your tone, your eyes. She tries to understand, do you feel her the way she feels you? But the real danger is this. She isn't seeking a truthful answer. She is seeking temporary reassurance to quiet her inner tension. And here the Machiavellian mind proves its power. A smart man does not satisfy her attachment completely. He keeps her always on the edge, swinging between safety and anxiety, between desire and fear of losing him. Because when a woman feels she has everything, she calms down. But when she feels she's about to lose you, her desire grows deeper and more intense. In this phase, every move you make reprograms her emotions. A silent look can confuse her more than 1,000 words. Your calculated absence is more powerful than constant presence. And this is how attachment becomes a closed psychological loop. The more you distance yourself, the closer she gets. And the more she fears losing you, the stronger her addiction becomes. She's no longer just thinking about you. She needs you to feel balanced, to quiet the storm inside her. And now she has reached a point where turning back is nearly impossible. You have become the center of her world. And what comes after this stage is no longer ordinary affection, but a psychological possession that leads her into the deeper, darker levels of desire. Fifth, the possession stage, when she wants you for herself alone. At this point, the woman is no longer seeking you. She is seeking to possess you. She has passed through all the previous stages, from curiosity to attachment, but now she has begun to fear losing you. Desire is no longer simple attraction. It has turned into an instinct of control. She feels you belong to her even if she never says it out loud. Her jealousy begins to surface, her sensitivity to every detail intensifies, and her fear of any woman who comes near you grows. Her subconscious whispers constantly, "He is mine. I don't want to see him in anyone else's world." In dark psychology, this stage is called the turning point of control. The woman who once saw you as a source of comfort now sees you as a source of anxiety. She wants to know everything: where you are, who you speak to, what you think, and when you'll return. She tests you, watches you, and hides behind her smile a burning fire of possession. Here the true Machiavellian intelligence appears. A man who understands human nature does not extinguish her fire by giving too much. He keeps it alive by mastering the balance between closeness and distance. He gives her just enough to feel secure, then steps back, leaving her spinning in a cycle of longing and uncertainty. In this way, her desire shifts from "I want him" to "I can't live without him." And now begins the stage that logic can no longer control. The stage of addiction. Sixth, the addiction stage, when you become her psychological drug. By now you have become part of her brain chemistry. Your presence triggers in her the same chemicals released during drug consumption. Every interaction releases a surge of dopamine, and every moment of your absence creates an internal collapse, a withdrawal-like breakdown. In this stage, she doesn't think about you by choice. Her mind forces her to. She wakes up with you already in her memory, falls asleep with your image, and every moment of silence becomes a battlefield between her desire for you and the tiny part of her consciousness that wants to break free. She begins to justify you, create excuses for your behavior, tell herself she can stop any time. But she can't. You have become the psychological habit that cannot be cured easily. In dark psychology, this is considered the most dangerous point in an unbalanced relationship. Because she no longer owns her emotions, she becomes captive to chemical loops dictated by your presence or your absence. And here, if the Machiavellian man seeks full control, he does not increase affection. He redraws the balance between pleasure and pain. He gives her moments of emotional closeness that lift her to the sky, then withdraws suddenly to create a void that breaks her down. This reprograms her brain to link her emotional survival to him alone. She is now addicted to your presence, your words, your gaze, addicted to the feeling only you can trigger when you decide to give it. But the journey is not over yet. There is one final level, the deepest, darkest level of all. The stage of obsession. Seventh, the obsession stage, when you become her entire world. In this stage, there is no logic left, no analytical thinking, no emotional distance. She has crossed every psychological boundary. She no longer thinks about you. She thinks through you. Every action, every feeling, every decision is connected to you. Obsession is the moment her separate self disappears. She begins losing control over her thoughts and behaviors. She watches you constantly, interprets every move you make as a message, and your silence hurts her more than any wound ever could. Her love turns into a silent worship. She sees you as a source of existence, as the meaning of life itself. You become the symbol, the center of her psychological universe. And everything outside of you looks pale, empty, meaningless. Here lies the peak of emotional domination. To possess a woman's mind without touching her, to plant yourself so deeply inside her that you become the idea she cannot escape. But this stage is dangerous for both sides, because it is not love. It is total psychological ownership. Obsession prevents her from seeing the world as it is. She sees it only through you. Her reactions become extreme, where desire mixes with fear and need blends with madness. And this is how the journey ends. A journey that began with a spark of curiosity and ended with a fire of obsession that cannot be extinguished. The man who understands these levels does not use them to harm, but to understand, to become aware, to control himself before controlling anyone else. Because the greatest power in the world is not to possess a woman, but to understand how her desire is created, how it breaks, and how it is born again. In the end, female desire is not a fire sparked by a touch, but a labyrinth with 7 gates. Each gate opens not with force, but with understanding. Those who think a woman falls in love suddenly don't understand. Those who think attention alone is enough don't realize. A woman does not give her heart to the one who chases her, but to the one who knows how to disappear at the exact moment her mind expects him. Desire isn't created by words, but by calculated silence. It isn't built with emotion, but with measured mystery. And whatever a woman cannot fully understand continues to own her until the end. When you reach the seventh stage, the stage of obsession, you will no longer be just a man in her life, but an idea she cannot forget, a voice echoing in her mind even in your absence, a shadow that doesn't fade even when she's in someone else's arms. This is the true power of the Machiavellian male. He does not seek to possess the body, but to penetrate the mind. For whoever owns the mind owns desire, and whoever owns desire controls the entire game. Always remember, not every fire is extinguished with water. Some flames grow stronger with distance, and some hearts never forget the one who lit them first.